Welcome to the Daily Swole. Let's say Facebook Live sucks any less you know what today. Oh my goodness, yeah. What's going on? What's going on? Hey, Paris, France. Yeah, come on in. Come on in. I usually give a little bit of a couple minutes at the beginning to let people flow in. How we doing today? Bonjour, je m'appelle Dash. Je m'appelle Swolenormous. That's about all I know. I know one insult that my mom taught me when I was younger, but I won't say that because that'd be rude and unbecoming. About the fake natty again. Well, I'm going to talk about everything because this stuff is current events and people keep on messaging about it. Like, you don't see my Snapchat. My Snapchat is blowing up. My Snapchat is blowing up with all these different comments. Talk about this, talk about that. What do you think? So let's jump right in. Welcome to today's Daily Swole number 11. Okay, today we are talking about fake natties, we're talking about Adobe gains, and we're talking about militant vegans. So we're gonna do a triple header. We'll take some questions at the end, okay? So let's just jump into it, all right? Let's define what a fake natty is. A fake natty is someone that's not admitting to steroid use. So these are people that are popular in the media. These are people that are on Instagram. These are people that are IFBB pros. There's anyone that's in the social limelight, anyone that's in the popular culture that is using, but saying that they don't use, denying their use. People that, when they're asked directly, they say no, and they actually go through lengths to try to prove or try to encourage or try to dissuade the public from believing that they are using anabolics. This is not necessarily a problem. This is not necessarily a problem to be using an anabolic or using some kind of enhancement, cream, oral, injectable, but the fact that they're selling products, this is where it pisses people off. This is where people get angry. This is where people get upset. This is where, shit goes off the fucking rails, is when people start getting scammed. Okay, I don't care. I don't care if you take steroids. I don't care. You know why? Because I'm not taking steroids. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't damage me. It doesn't change me. It doesn't affect my life. And I think this is part of the reality TV culture and the idea that, human beings, especially Americans, that we can change people's views, we can change people, that we're right and someone else is wrong. That's human nature. Okay, so if someone wants to, go cliff diving, that's fine. As long as they're not forcing me at gunpoint to go cliff diving, I don't care what they do. They can increase their risk, they can do whatever. Okay? So the initial aspect is, who cares what they do? It's when they start selling products. It's when they start selling products. It's when they start selling programs or selling supplements, when it's just a meathead, a gym rat that juices, and they have an assistant writing their programs, or they have someone else that's just writing these cookie cutter programs that are completely bullshit, that can actually harm people, and in the worst case, they're taking people's hard-earned money. And that's where I get pissed off. That's where a lot of people get angry, when they start losing money. Because here's the thing, people have been, this is nothing new. People have been pieces of shit for thousands and thousands of years. In the history books, you can read up about all these people that are complete dicks in history. That's human nature. That's not going to change. But the fact that when people start selling products based on these lies and the deception, it's kind of like the government. When people say one thing and then behind their back, they're, jerking off someone else, or something else is going on. There's underhanded dealing. So that's when people get angry, and that's why this is coming to a limelight now, is because people are making money hand over fist by straight up lying to people. And not even that, they're lying, and then when they're confronted, they're straight up denying. But let's talk about why they might be denying it. Why would they deny? If no one really would care, why are they denying that they're taking it? And that comes down to sponsorships. A lot of these people get sponsored by supplement companies. They get sponsored to be at events. They get sponsored to wear certain clothing. They get sponsored. So these companies don't necessarily want to be associated. If they make creatine or they make BCAAs, they might not want to be associated with someone that takes anabolics because technically, it's illegal unless you get prescriptions from a doctor and so forth, but it's technically illegal. So they would lose their sponsorship, they would lose their money. So the sponsors don't want to lose the person because they're promoting their product and they're making a lot of money for the sponsor. And the client or the person, for example, the one that's taking the steroids and denying it, does not want to lose all that money. If you would lose, let's say, $100,000 a year from a sponsorship, you would say, no, I'm not taking it. Even though your veins and just a hardness popping out of your freaking eyeballs, yeah, obviously you're taking it and you're denying it. And anyone that's in the know, anyone that has any experience with fitness, like high level, or just a lot of experience in the industry, personally and professionally, you can spot someone that's taking steroids. It's a lot more obvious than you think. And many, many, many more people are taking it than you can ever imagine. Yeah, if there's something wrong with the audio stream, go on to, get off Facebook. Get off Facebook. Go onto Periscope. Facebook Live is garbage. I'm going to drop that. Okay, you can't hear a word, but you'll find out later. So I'm just going to keep broadcasting it. Facebook Live does it again, screwing me. There are ways to tell. There are some ways to analyze. There's some ways to analyze the. Let me see if I can get this. All right, hold on. Okay, go on to Periscope. I'm just going to cut the feed. Let's cut the feed. Okay, forget Facebook Live. Okay, say goodbye. Enough with that. Can't hear a word. Forget it. Absolutely forget Facebook Live. So that being the case, let's say there are ways to tell. There are ways to get an idea, and that's called the fat-free mass index. There are these calculators, FFMI. They can go online and you type in your body fat percentage, your height, your weight, and it approximates your fat-free mass index. And generally, anything over 25 is questionable. That's how a lot of these videos, when they're saying, exposing a fake natty, or who's really taking steroids, they put their information, their stats that they find online, whether it's for a show, whether it's all year round, they put their stats, they find stats online, they look to see where maybe someone has a profile. One of these like famous competitors or famous social media people has a profile where they might be, might have their height, their weight, and their body fat percentage. And they put this in the calculator and they see, 25, 26. Anything around 25 is questionable. You're not sure whether they're taking or not. There could be other signs that they're taking anabolics, but anything over 26, 27 and higher, then it's like pretty much scientists have studied, and the way they came up with this calculator is they studied the people like the Mr. Olympia competitions pre-steroid era, like in the 50s and the 60s, before steroids were really, really popular. And they analyzed those stats for people that were lifting before they were taking steroids and got an idea, this is pretty much the natural allowable limit for the human body. Okay, this is about the natural human limit. So let's say someone in the 30s or 40s, you find out X, Y, and Z stats, steroids weren't prevalent then. So because of that, they would use those calculations to say, these guys were maxing it out. What are the numbers of those actual natural capacities for a human being? And they came up with around 25 as that gray area, and anything really exceeding that is pretty much almost guaranteed that they're taking some form of enhancement. And that is, remember, whatever they want to do, that's fine, as long as they're not scamming people out of their money, that people that don't know better. When they are analyzing, that's the problem. When they're analyzing, and telling people that what they take, BCAAs or protein, that's the problem, is when they start scamming, start taking people's money. This is possible for you. That's a problem. Another reason why you can have an issue with someone that is a fake natty, or when you can tell when they're a fake natty, is when they're pumped. When they're shredded, lean, full, on a huge low carb cycle. When someone is low carbing and cycling in a big way, trust me, if you've ever done a low carb diet, you are flat. You are flat as shit. You don't have any fullness, you have very little strength. These people that are lifting super heavy on huge cutting cycles, extremely lean, that's a very, very, very telltale sign that they are using something. To what extent? It depends on the person, how much they need or what type. There are different kinds of anabolics. Not everything is to get as big and inflated as possible, okay? Not everything is inflated as possible. So this is something where, not everything is just to be as huge. There are anabolics to cut as well. They're anabolics to get lean. It's not all about getting as big as possible. So muscle quality, vascularity, these are all concerns for someone to determine whether or not they are a fake natty or not. Again, who cares? Let people live their life. Let them take anabolics if they want to. Okay? Let them take anabolics if they want to. But once they start promoting a certain lifestyle, doing a certain thing, once they start trying to sell you a product based on what they are lying to you about, then it becomes really, it becomes a big problem. It becomes a big problem, and it becomes something that will piss people off, and now it's come to a head, and that's why it's all over media. If you follow social media and fitness, that's why it's all over social media, because people are angry. They've gotten fed up, they've gotten scammed, they've gotten fucked over enough, and they're tired of it. And that's how revolutions start, and that's where people start getting, you know what? Forget it. Okay? That's about fake natties. That's my opinion. That's some information. If you don't know already, you can look it up, research it. You can ask me questions. We'll do a Q&A at the end. I know people are posting a lot of stuff, but hold on to it because we got a couple more things. We got 2 more topics to talk about. Let's talk about Adobe gains. What are Adobe gains? Well, definitely not these bad boys. Adobe is from Photoshop. So Adobe gains is the slang term for people that are photoshopping pictures. And if you have any kind of presence or interest, or you follow anything on social media, such as Instagram, you will know what's coming out with the Shreds characters and a lot of these people that are putting out material on Instagram. Now let's back it up a little bit. Okay? Because it's to the point where, the tipping point, where people have gotten pissed off and lost a shit ton of money and they're fed up. This is nothing new. There's been airbrushing on Muscle and Fitness and Flex magazine. There's been airbrushing on magazine covers for years. Just now, technology has gotten to the point where you can have airbrushing, you can have Photoshop in your hands. You have Photoshop in the palm of your hand. So technology has gotten to the point where it's mainstream. Social media has come out and gotten to the point where now it's in everyone's faces. It happened all the time, but behind the scenes. It happened all the time, but in less quantities. You want to make a picture, guess what you had to do? You had to go to a dark room, you want to blur an image, you had to actually use tools and do physical work on an image to distort the picture. To get an image, you had to actually develop a photograph. Can you imagine that? It didn't just pop up on your phone. There was no digital. Okay, my dad's a professional photographer. I grew up with a dark room, smelling the chemicals, him being in there in complete darkness, developing pictures. Okay, that's the way it used to be. Airbrushing was not that easy. And then computers were expensive and they were, fundamental. They were basic. We have computers in our hands. Everyone's got Photoshop. Everyone's got access to these tools. You go on YouTube, you find out how to Photoshop something in 2 seconds. Now, this is a problem because, first off, you're lying to people, not even about just I'm taking a steroid. This is what I look like, when you completely don't look like that. And the problem with that is that you are feeding into this culture that perfection is necessary, that someone has to look a certain way. Not to mention, if you're selling a product, get the fuck out of here that BCAAs or protein or a fat burner will make you look like that. The fact that you're selling something telling people this will get you in shape, for one thing, because those products are crap for the most part. Most companies don't put what they tell you they're putting in. They put low quality ingredients, or there's some out there that are good. And we'll get into those companies eventually. But most of these companies overcharge and they undervalue. They give you less value and they charge you more for it. Think about that. They charge you more, give you less, and they lie to you straight to your face with Photoshop. They physically alter the human structure so the skeleton doesn't even look like that. You're just making a cartoon character, but you're doing it in such a way that the average person gets duped. People still give money to these Nigerian princes in fucking email. Hey, I need to send you $5 million. Send me your email address. And people still do that. They still fall for that. Can you imagine what they fall for on Instagram? When you see a picture wow, if I work out and I take this product, I will look like him. First off, you'll never look like him. Because even if he did look like that, he's a different person. You're never going to be my bone structure will just shrink. And all of a sudden I will be, all of a sudden amazing. Okay? Save that question. That's a good one. So you're never going to look like anyone else anyway. I'm never going to look like Arnold, because guess what? I'm not Arnold. Even if I took steroids, I'm not going to look like Arnold. I'm not going to look like Phil Heath. Even if I took steroids, growth hormone, all the other 20, 30, 40 different things he's taking, I will never look like him. Not to mention I'm white. So, but I'll never look like that guy. Otherwise, everyone that took steroids would look like him, but there's only one Phil Heath. There's only one Jay Cutler. There's only one Arnold. There's only one Ronnie Coleman. Even when they take stuff, there's only one of these people. Okay, so there's that individuality. It doesn't matter what you take. Doesn't matter what you take. You're never, ever, 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 forever, ever, never gonna look like someone else. You're never gonna look like someone else. It's impossible. Can you morph into another person? This ain't Dragon Ball Z, yo. You'll never look like someone else. So I don't think anyone really, cares if someone photoshops an image, but it's the fact that it's in your face and it's the deception that this is something. If they posted a picture and said, quote, photoshopped image alert, I'd be like, okay, it's a photoshopped image, but at least they'd be admitting it, and people would still believe it because most people don't read the captions anyway. But there's always been pieces of shit in society. Okay? There's always been pieces of shit in society, just now they're in our hand. They're in front of our faces. And we're forced to suck some of this stuff down. That's why I don't follow a lot of people on a lot of media, because when I open up these apps, I don't want to see things I don't want to. If I want to, I'll look for it, but I don't want this stuff in my face. I don't watch TV. I don't like getting pounded with images that I don't choose. If I'm watching a show and there's a commercial, I'll turn it off. I'll walk away and I'll come back when it's done. I like Netflix and stuff for that reason, because I don't have to be exposed to that blatant type of marketing. I don't like getting showered with it. And these people are showering people on Instagram. And if they pay Instagram, they pay for sponsored ads because Facebook, bought Instagram. So these analytics and the sponsored ads, some of these things can get put to the forefront and get exposed more. And that's a problem because a lot of people don't understand how that works, or that's even occurring with the algorithms and with paid sponsorships and paid ads. And then they're getting pumped with images that are just immoral. They're wrong. It's deceptive, it's deplorable, and it's just absolutely reprehensible, and it's fucking trash. And there's a lot of companies that don't care, and they're making a ton of money, which is why they don't care. And people don't know, and most people don't have a voice, or a voice large enough to make a dent. But you piss enough people off, and it's going to spread like a virus, and now it's biting some of these people in the ass. And hopefully some of these companies just completely go under for the pieces of absolute garbage that they are. So none of this stuff is possible. BCAAs might help, a fat burner might help, protein powder might help, but it sure as hell won't make you look like 99% of the people that are promoting these things and telling you that's what they'll make you look like. And the full of shitness, that kind of like lump of crap on it's in my opinion, it killed Instagram for fitness. It's bleeding it out slowly. I still post on Instagram, and I still think it has content. I still think it has capacity because a lot of people are still on it and connected. But the bullshit, because it has to be so perfect, because you can take an image and edit it and get the perfect light and then use filters and then use an angle and then put stuff on it. And I use it to my advantage, or I try to, but I try to give real information and give my opinions. People are promoting things that are false based on false pretenses, and that foundation is, in my opinion, what has just murdered Instagram for value for me. I try to provide some value, but all my attention is on Snapchat. So if you're not following me on Snapchat, get on that, because that's real. You take a video, you can't Photoshop a live footage from a rear-facing camera phone. You can't Photoshop that. I mean, I'm sure someone could, if they hacked something, but you have little filters and faces, it's more real. You're going to see someone if they're wide-waisted, you're going to see the size of their quads, you're going to see them in their element, and then you could follow and understand who you're following and if you're following them for the right reasons. Remember, know your why, self-awareness, understand why you're doing a certain thing. All right, good. Don't miss out on Snapchat. It's huge. Give it another year, it's gonna blow Facebook out. Facebook is, especially with Facebook Live, I'm on the same internet, I'm on the same Wi-Fi out here. My Facebook Live signal, I can't even pick it up, and I'm on Periscope, flawless. People in Australia are like messaging me, I can't believe how clear it is. Australia, other side of the world, and I'm on my phone, I'm on my a brand new iPad, and Facebook Live can't even give me audio feed or video or choppy video. Forget it. Why waste my time? I'm gonna go all in. So I'm gonna keep on posting there. I'll post videos. If you want to follow me, yeah, it's you, Ash. If you want to follow me on Facebook, do so, because I still post videos, and I might just change the content. I might just change the flow. But I don't know. I don't know what Facebook Live. I mean, eventually it's gonna be hot as heck out here. I'm gonna have to go inside. I'm gonna be sweating, ridiculous, and I'm gonna be in different environments. So I might go inside. Maybe it's a signal for some reason Facebook Live can't compute it from out here. But I never had a problem before, and all of a sudden now it's giving me issues, so whatever. Too much time spent on that, but you can follow me there because there will be other things. I'm going to try to find other forms of content. But then things on Facebook don't get out there because they want your money. If you don't pay for every little thing you post, 90% of the people following you don't see it. So it's like, man, I want someone to follow me on Snapchat and see what I post when I post it because they will follow me for a reason. They want to see what I post. Periscope, when I go live, you get alerted. Done. It's simple. Twitter's making a comeback. So save those questions. I like that, Tommy. I like that one. Save it. Save it. Militant veganism. Is anyone here a vegan? You can save that for the end. You know me. Those who have been following me, you know me. You know what I'm all about. You know about giving my opinion. Okay? About giving my opinion, and I am about you making your decisions. I'm about educating, telling you how I do things, giving you some information, giving you some ideas. Giving you some ideas in terms of how to view things, how to look through the filter. I've had so much experience in the fitness industry, I can tell you how to look for bullshit. But it's about resetting your mind. It's about recalculating your brain. Vegans, veganism, animal products, or lack of animal products, or eating, meat products. First off, let's get this out of the way. There's no one right way to do things. If there was, everyone would just straight up do it. You'd be like, this is the fact, this is the way of the world. Okay? Second off, evolution, hunting and gathering. Millions of years led to human beings continuously hunting and gathering, hunting animals, gathering nuts, eating, raw roots and stuff. The hunting and gathering aspect, that's millions of years of evolution. Now, you can talk to me about the quality of the food, and I'll get to that at the end, but at the end of that evolution, we're eating meat. So our bodies have designed to eat meat, otherwise we wouldn't be able to eat meat, we would be herbivores. Okay? Yes, we need protein. Yes, we need carbs. Yes, we need fat. But why can we digest meat? Why is that part of our ability to consume? Why is that part of our evolution? Now, I'm stroking the table. I am trying to create that common sense aspect. You can show me every freaking bit of research you want, but guess what? I can pull up as much research about the benefits of eating certain products as you can about saying this elevates this elevates that. There's research that shows veganism can elevate, some of these, diseases as well as decrease them. It depends on how you interpret the data. So the problem is we have people with loud voices out there interpreting medical scientific articles when they have not even the slightest fucking clue how to break down a scientific article, how to even read, how to interpret data. It's data. It's not an opinion article. It's not a fact. It's one targeted research study. One. To write a scientific article, they do a library of research. It's called a library. It's called a lit review. If you're going to do a quality and you're going to get published, you have to look through every single article you can possibly find on your topic. Do a summary and break it down to what you've already studied, what's been studied out there, and what you're doing in your study. Then you have to be as detailed and specific as possible with 10 people aged, certain age groups, the more specific the study, the more controlled, the more detailed, the more accurate your study. But it's still going to be detailed. You might only be able to study healthy males that work out 3 times or more per week, 25 to 30 years old, and they were fed a meal plan that was delivered to them for 6 weeks, and they were tested on, their maximum repetitions at this weight, blah, blah, blah. It's very specific to one thing. It's very specific to that group of people. If you take 100 people and you give one test, you might have 80 or 85 or 90. It's called standard deviation. There are people that lie right in the meat of your study and be like, oh, this is the fact. But then you have outliers. So what does that mean? It means there's more than one way to do things. It means we're all different. So you have to look at these studies. You have to look at these studies through a filter, through an idea that this is one thing. Now, if you get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of studies that are done on one topic with a breadth. So one person might do a study on 25 to 30-year-olds. But guess what? That's different than 30 to 35-year-olds. Shit, we gotta do another study. But guess what? That's different than 31 to 36-year-olds. Shit, we gotta do another study. Wait, that's only men. We didn't even look at women. Shit, that's a whole other study. So we got to do 25 through. Oh, wow. Wait, that's only, people that don't work out. Crap, we got to study people that work out. You see what I'm saying? A study is only as accurate as a study. I mean, it's only that one thing. It's like looking through a peephole. One thing might have been shown, but guess what? Some of these studies are done with 10, 15 people. That's not a big enough population size. And another thing, these longitudinal studies, you have things like the China study and all these books out there that are interesting to read, where they do longitudinal studies over the course of 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Those are the studies that make a difference. Those are the studies that can lead you to having a more viable conclusion. There's still holes in some of those studies. There's still holes on maybe the collection of data. There's still the progression of technology and the accuracy of testing through the years. So a study that started in 1950, okay, that leads to 2000. Man, scientific testing has changed a lot in 50 years, I guarantee it. We have cell phones now. I can talk to someone on the other side of the world from my phone, sitting in my chair, and they have HD. They have my face and my beard and my beautiful, lovely locks in HD. And 50 years ago, you had to make a phone call saying, "Park 254, please." And you're fucking using a rotary phone. There weren't even, barely even pay phones. Okay? People, not even, most people didn't even have a car. There was World War II going on. I mean, this is like a huge difference. So what are the other factors that these people have had in their lives? Genetic roles. I mean, that's why these large blanket studies have more of an impact. So that being said, and the culty, the pushiness of a lot of vegans is very militant. It's very militant. It's kind of like culty, like CrossFit, where you become part of this, this belief system. And then you believe everything that you're fed. Everything, then it has to be this way. You start promoting it, and it's this, and it's only this way, and that's very dangerous. I'm not saying CrossFit's bad. I'm not saying veganism. I'm certainly not saying veganism is bad. It's very dangerous to have a one-sided opinion and a one-track mind. That is a very, very dangerous path to take. And that's why we have so much death. That's why we have so much destruction. That's why you have so much a rift. And that's why so many people aren't getting helped in the government, with the food industry. That's why so many people are getting help, because there's an opinion. There's one way of doing things, and that's it. It's very dangerous, okay? Now, when someone preaches and when someone tries to convert, it's like missionaries. I mean, that's when you start smelling a rat, is when people start trying to push their ideas on you. And that same problem with religion, with any of these exercise programs, with these diet things, when someone's trying to push you to do something, that this is the way to do it, this is the way, you gotta really, remember I said about a bag of salt, a bucket, a truckload? You have to really be careful. You gotta be careful what they're saying, and you have to really take a step back and wonder why they're trying to push it. Why are they trying to push it on you? Because there's not one right way to do something. Okay? They're pushing it on you for a reason. And brainwashing is very real. It's very real. A one-sided opinion is very real. I'm open-minded. I'm open-minded to the possibilities. I'm open-minded to a lot of possibilities, because until we know for a fact, until we experience it, it could happen. There could be alien life out there. How can you say there isn't? We don't know. We don't know. That's a fact. We don't know. Someone might know, but we don't know. Okay? Because I could believe that my whole life, and then when I'm 95, all of a sudden, blah, blah, blah. Oh, look at those gains. This must be Swolenormous. We saw him from outer space. Which is totally true. I plan to be a wonder of the world. You'll be able to see me from space someday. But, and then also I'd be like, wow, I guess I believe that now. That's some pretty intense shit. So until that moment, you don't know. You can't say you know anything until it actually happens. Nothing's factual. We've learned that throughout history. It's very closed-minded to think one way or the other. So research supports both sides. It's the interpretation of data. It's the interpretation of certain results. Okay? Let's see. It's just like, you can take ideas from this. You can take ideas from eating a certain way. You can take ideas from the symbolism. It's like the Bible. I'm not going to get religious, but it's like following one path only. It's like following one path only, one way, and this is the way that, instead of taking the moral road or taking, it's getting bright out here. Instead of taking the moral message, taking it literally. Taking things literally is always a challenge. And some people have, a big voice. So let's break it down. Hunters and gatherers, millions of years of evolution, being wary of ideas, and this is all on all accounts, fake natty, Adobe gains, militant vegans. There's too many humans. Let's be honest, there's too many humans to support with animal products. That's why all the food is going to shit. There's too many people. We've created this monster where we're overtaking the environment, and to maintain a way of life, maintain food, and you could say it's bad to eat animal products and it's cruel. I agree. There's some crazy shit out there. If you haven't seen documentaries, you haven't researched it. Animal care in this country, especially for that industry, is disgusting. It's trash. It is disgusting. It's nauseating. That being the case, what if all of a sudden everyone went vegan? There wouldn't be enough. We would need GMOs. We would need pesticides, and there'd be other problems. You can't grow enough plants and plant-based foods to solve everyone's problems without GMO, genetically modified things that grow quicker, that grow in different climates. There's too many damn people. So vegans can be glad that we still eat animals because there's still some quality food left. If everyone went the other direction, we would have a problem. The problem is overpopulation. Overpopulation, the ability to produce food at a quality level to everyone. Not to mention, if you can make food at I'm going to use probably not even a word, an unquality level, and make it for cheaper and sell it for more, that's where the business is. That's where the conglomerates, that's where the commercialization of it comes from. Just be wary of aggressive ideas. Just because someone yells louder and has more followers on Instagram or on YouTube or anywhere, just because someone has more followers or is seemingly more popular, be careful with ideas. Adolf Hitler. He was more popular. He was in power. Ideas were kind of questionable. Isn't that right? I mean, not quite the best ideas. He was a piece of shit. He's in the column. He's in the piece of shit column. But he yells louder. And it doesn't mean like literally yelling. I mean, he did, but a louder voice, more presence, more personality, and people follow because entranced. They were poor. They were their back was against the wall. Germany had a massive depression, and they needed a leader. They needed conformity, and that was provided. And it was kind of like the perfect storm, and everything was a disaster, and millions of people lost their lives, and it was horrible. It was horrific. We're talking about animal cruelty and veganism. Human cruelty is off the charts. It's even worse around the world. And in history, human cruelty is disgusting. And of course, animals can't necessarily defend themselves, but you can also get into the argument of survival of the fittest. We're stronger, we're smarter, we're more developed. So, survival of the fittest has its role. But if you go back in time, you go back 1,000 years, hunting and gathering, yeah, we're smarter, but animals could still kill a human being if we didn't have weapons. We had bow and arrow, we had things, but we developed. And like I said, it's a combination of overpopulation, it's a combination of the care. There's so many aspects of like eating animals that's really bad. But I don't think that eating animal products is bad for the body. The quality sucks. I don't think anyone's going to deny that. Quality sucks, and the care for these animals and the way that they're destroyed. I'm separated from this. I'm disconnected. I don't have to go out and kill a pig when I get my bacon. So, and I'll freely admit that affects, I think pigs are adorable. So I definitely create this disconnect in my brain that, what's occurring, and I don't see the cruelty firsthand. I'm not going to lie and be like, who knows? Maybe if I went there, I would be like, I cannot eat this anymore. And I wish it was different. I don't think it's unnatural to eat animal products, but I do think the disconnect and the addiction and the ease of getting food and the lack of exercise and the hormones and things they put into it, I think we're disconnected all over the place. We're disconnected. And if someone can't admit what I just admitted, that we're disconnected, if you had to go out and kill an animal, if someone gave you a knife and you wanted a burger and you had to go kill it with a knife, I think a lot of us would just be, I'm not gonna eat that. I'll eat something else. I'll eat you know what? If that was the case and I had to do that, I would eat eggs. I would pick the eggs up because that it's a lot more humane in my opinion. That's why vegetarianism doesn't bother me as much. Veganism, I think, that's a little extreme, and that can cause some health problems if people don't do it properly. So, some of you might do it, but guess what? If you would kill an animal with a knife and you would actually do that, guess what you are? You'd be a hunter. Some of us might be gatherers. Maybe I would be a hunter. I'd like to think so. But I don't know that. We don't live in the jungle. We don't live on a farm. We don't live without technology. We have evolved. Technology has evolved faster than all of than evolution. Evolution, I mean, this is part of evolution. Who's to say this isn't the exact pace of things? This is what it is now, so you have to freely admit that this is what's supposed to happen. We didn't take a wrong turn. This is what humans do. We create things. And we had a brain that was able to create this. Oh, let's make this sharper because that'll be easier. Let's make this material because it's stronger. Oh, let's make this building bigger so we can fit more people. Because we keep, these are adjustments. It's called adaptation. It's called evolution. It's called the process. Okay, we don't know what the path is. We don't know where we're going as a society. But there are definitely things that we could probably do better, and there are things that we're doing that affect our health. But exercise and being physically active is going to be more of a role in keeping us healthy than whether or not you choose to completely eliminate animal products or eat some. All right? So the type and quality sucks, which makes, it makes veganism a viable option. It makes it a viable option. I'm not going to say don't be a vegan. I'm not one of those vegans that says you can't eat meat, it's cruel. Rah, rah, rah. Okay, well, try it. I went vegetarian for 6 months, cured my acid reflux, and I went back and I started eating healthier foods and eating, grass-fed beef, and I got rid of like this hormone chicken, and I got rid of all this, other stuff that I was eating. That was, I was getting chicken for like $1.29 a pound. Yeah, believe it or not, and the chicken breasts were like this big. I didn't know at the time. I was trying to bulk up, and you know what you read. But until you try things for yourself, you realize, oh, and I went vegetarian, and I did lose some size. I ate a lot of stuff, tofu. I think I ate fish, I forget, but I got rid of meat and chicken, and my acid reflux, I was taking Prilosec because I couldn't even, I would do like a ball, I would lay on my stomach, and I would just couldn't, just acid reflux was nasty. I went vegetarian for 6 months, and went away, like gone. Every once in a while, I might get it if I have certain things, or if I drink a couple beers, but every once in a while. So I need to add a lot more alkalinity to my diet, and I balanced myself out, and it went away. So I'm still been eating meat, and I don't have acid reflux, so there's something with the quality, not necessarily the type of food, but that's me. That's what I do. That's what has worked for me because I tried it and I saw an effect, and I'm telling you, maybe that works for you. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know, but you don't know until you try. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that one way is better than the other. I'm just gonna open your mind that there are other possibilities. There are things that you can do. So you don't know anything that you can until you try. Before I take a couple questions, these daily swoles, it takes a little bit more time, but the podcast will be up pretty soon after the broadcast. YouTube, I'm on Facebook, and I was going to do Facebook Live, but apparently it's crap, so I might just have to ditch it. I might try to go inside and do a different, try to get closer to a connection. I'm not sure why all of a sudden it's taking a crap. Maybe it needs an update or something, but I'll look into that. So I apologize if anyone's coming here from Facebook Live or watching this video later that it might have kicked you out. So it's too bad because I was getting a bunch of viewers on Facebook Live and I don't want to miss an audience. So I might have to do some other things for Facebook Live. Let's see, SoundCloud. So SoundCloud.com, I'm waiting on iTunes approval, so keep an eye out for that, or an ear out for that, for those promotions. But also, the newest addition to the Swolenormous platform family is Anchor. If you don't know what Anchor is, and you have Apple products, whether an iPad or an iPhone, check out Anchor. It is like Twitter, but it's an audio Twitter. So you have 2-minute messages, or 2-minute talking points, and you can use some hashtags. You have a little mini profile. So it's kind of like Twitter with like, character count. But it's only for Apple right now, but iPad works. If you go to the Apple store, you just have to click on iPhone only. There's no app for an iPad, but for Apple, you can download the iPhone, just choose the iPhone option on the iPad. It's called Anchor, and the posts are called Waves. Now, I've only made a couple posts, but I'm not trying to send audiences away or anywhere, but you can check it out. It's brand new, but I think it's something that could get really popular. And just so you know, I'm gonna be doing stuff on Anchor throughout the day. Little minute or 2 minute, I call them Swole minutes, and I'll do little tidbits, little tips, I preview the daily Swole. I talk about, I'll probably do a recap episode, 2-minute little talk afterwards, and little thoughts throughout the day. Okay, some other things going on. I did a live driving while gaining. Now, driving while gaining, I figure, you know what? Why am I doing stuff just for YouTube? Let me do a Periscope and use that video to put on YouTube, but the driving while gaining will be live on Periscope. So it'll be pretty cool. You can follow me live, and I usually just do one take anyway. So I'll use that video to put for driving while gaining, but I will not be answering questions on driving while gaining for obvious reasons. First, I want to keep the integrity of that brand because I like my little car rants and what I think about when I do drive, and also reading and typing. I'm not going to do that while I'm driving. That's just ridiculously dangerous. If I just put this cell phone up on my dash and I talk, hands-free. It's like talking on a phone. Okay, much better. So I will not be answering questions, but tune in. You can still ask me questions because I can see them after. But check that out. So you can see Dragon Ball Gaming on YouTube, or you can check it out on Periscope. Now that you follow me, you'll get those alerts. So I'll give you a couple seconds to open up for questions. Put out some of the stuff. I know I saw a bunch of questions that you were asking me. Let's start getting that out there. I appreciate your patience. Thank you for messaging me during, but I have to get what I have to say out there. Any questions or comments? Got a couple more seconds on here. So it's about being your own person, understanding, taking the responsibility to have the knowledge and the awareness. I always say self-awareness. I'll close with this if you don't have any questions right now. Self-awareness is essential. Self-awareness is everything. Self-awareness is everything. If you're aware, then you know what to look for. What are your thoughts on Herbalife and what they put in their products? I don't know what they put in their products because I don't study Herbalife. You'd have to give me examples. But I would never take one of their products, ever. Ever. If that answers your question. I wouldn't take other supplements, and I wouldn't take, I wouldn't take Herbalife. That's multi-level marketing. That's pyramid schemes. No matter any way you cut it, some people will be successful with Herbalife, and some people will, be unsuccessful with it. If you take those products and you lose a lot of weight and you love them, that's your opinion, that's your choice. You still have a choice, remember, no matter whether it's good or bad, you still have a choice to take it. They reportedly, quote, put cancer-inducing ingredients in their supplements. Yeah, a lot of supplements do. A lot of supplements do. I mean, cigarettes, that's cause cancer. I mean, you could drink alcohol and cause liver cancer. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that causes cancer. Don't forget, certain people have a predisposition to certain cancers based on epigenetics, and that's the new form of study. I mean, that's the future. Genetics and gene manipulation. Epigenetics are, it's the occurrence of when certain enzymes can turn genes on or off in the DNA. So you might have a predisposition, but if you don't do certain things, those genes don't fire or don't turn on. But we're learning that certain genes can be switched on at certain times in life, or with certain products, or with certain exposures and environmental factors that can all of a sudden, if someone that's predisposed with family history, you have to be aware that these genes can turn on and then cause some of these diseases. So like I said, what do we know? What do we know? What do we know? We're learning. If we don't know everything about that, come on, man. We can look out into space and we know next to nothing. And we can look up like these Hubble space telescopes. Look at these things where the pictures are massive and it's glowing stars and 1,000 things. There's this huge gaseous structure, and at the top you'll see a little dot. Look it up, Hubble telescope dot of Earth, and you'll see a little dot in a tiny corner. This massive structure, a massive high-resolution image where you can see stars, massive suns, and huge gaseous structure. You see a little red dot and it says our solar system. That's not even Earth. Our solar system is like a pixel on the screen. You want to blow your mind? Do you want to blow your mind? Do you want to absolutely blow your mind with organic chemistry? This table that I'm on right now, the elements, it's moving. The cells, the molecules in this table are moving right now. They're in motion. It's hard, I could put stuff on it, it feels like a rock, but they're all moving. On a level, they're vibrating, they're moving. If that doesn't blow your mind, I mean, what do we know? Seriously, that is sick. Someone mentioned Rich Piana. That's another one of those social media guys who, has bigorexia. He can't be big enough. He's already looks like a gorilla, and he's just, it's your opinion on what he looks like. But yeah, synthol, steroids, and he's very open. He posts his scheduling. Here's the thing with that. He's very open, so that's fine. It's your choice whether to follow him. The problem is you got young people. The problem is, young people are being exposed to this at a young age, and they're very impressionable, and they're thinking that, oh, he's popular. It's this mentality, and it's society. Society, it's the track of society on with these reality shows, with these young little, foofy, kids that are, because of social media, little children. Children can get popular, and children have cell phones, and they have access to all this material that their parents can't block, or they don't block. They're not aware that they should block, because it puts this image in their head that, wow, this guy's popular, he's huge, and everyone loves him, and he's massive, and he's cool, and he has all these followers, and he has money, and he's all these tattoos, he's cool, man, and he's juicing out of their mind, so they think that this is okay. They think that might be acceptable. You know, I don't follow Rich Piana's stuff, but he has to be aware and deliver information that geared towards this younger audience, 14, 15 impressionable kids that are going to be injecting themselves to look like this guy. You know, but that's, you can't stop society. Even him, even Rich, if he posts stuff like that, you can't stop society. You can't stop people from looking online or looking at TV and be like, wow, I want to look like that. You can't stop the trends. You can't stop that people want to look at these things. And, you know, he's doing what he does best. I mean, that's his thing. You know, he's going to die in 5 years. You know, he just posted a cycle recently that is out of control that will kill a horse, and he's going to take it. It's a matter of time, man. This guy's already made it in terms of financial freedom. He's already made it. He can chill and maybe salvage what's left of his life. He might survive, but man, he could drop dead tomorrow. He could drop dead tomorrow. We all could. He takes so much. It's ridiculous. That's my opinion. If he wants to do it, fine. You know, as long as the problem is people that believe that that's the way to go, or people that believe that he's not taking steroids if they don't see that video that says he's open about it. You know, I love how he says he's very open about his drug use. Does he have to be? Just look at the fucking guy. Look at him. He doesn't have to be open about his drug use. But that's what people think. Wow, he's on steroids. He's so big. Yeah, he absolutely is on. And he's also not on a steroid. He's on like 30 different steroids. People don't know how many steroids. Steroids are just messengers. Steroids are hormones that deliver messages to different cells to trigger the result of certain productions of testosterone or conversions to testosterone or decreases in estrogen, blah, 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 blocking certain things. This guy is just an obvious form of steroids. People don't have, you'd be surprised how many people wouldn't realize or take steroids do. Skinny guys at the gym, people that don't look super lean, people that are like in decent shape. A lot of these people are taking steroids recreationally. They're not eating properly. 2, they haven't reached their full genetic potential anyway. They don't know what they're doing in the gym. So what they're taking is not enough. It's not the right stuff. They're getting bunk stuff because it's illegal. They're probably getting it from their gym bro friend. So these things aren't regulated because they're not legal. You can't go to Publix or you can't go to the supermarket. You can't go to Walmart and get steroids. These are things that people take. There are steroids that get people hard and lean and strong as shit. These guys that are cutting, they don't take these bulking type steroids up into a competition. They take other ones. They take Winstrol. They take these things that flush water out. They do water depletion. They do hardcore dieting, but they take a lot growth hormone, which metabolizes fats. So there's so much stuff out there. There's so much stuff out there. So you can't say that one person is taking, one person not until you actually test them. But with a fat-free mass index, those things can give you ideas. People that are professionals like myself, I can look at someone and for the most part determine, okay, they're probably using or they're likely using. Some people are obvious, some people, you don't really know. You can think that they might be, it's very likely. It doesn't mean that they are. There are some genetic freaks out there, but there's some out there that are saying that they're natural or denying that they're taking, and it's just, from anyone in the industry, it's just absolutely laughable. Laughable. It's laughable. And they're selling overpriced supplements, and they're saying, oh, look at me, I'm ripped, I'm on the cover, and here's my BCAAs. If there are BCAAs that make you look like that, give them to me. I'll take them. The only problem is, if you call those BCAAs, and that's exactly what you're taking, you're injecting them into your ass. Because they're not BCAAs, they're steroids. Bottom line. Bottom line. All right, so understand, do your research. Be careful what opinions you take at face value. Learn, research for yourself, make your own valuable opinions. Your instincts are usually correct. Adobe gains. Be careful of what you see online. Don't be duped into buying fake supplements. You want to get in shape, you better start eating better and you better start training hard. That's what you need first before you start taking supplements. Whey proteins, creatines, anything like that, you better start training first. People are asking me all the time, what should I take? Should I take this? And I'll say, no, save your money, buy food, pay a couple extra months on your gym membership and keep going, be consistent. I've been working out for 10, 12 years, hard, doing the same thing every day. And my fat-free mass index is like around 25. I'm almost about maxing out of where I can get naturally. And I'm also tired of just pounding food. I'm tired of eating all the fucking time. It's exhausting. It's exhausting to think about it. I like this kind of intermittent fasting and going longer periods without eating and mixing it up and trying different things because I can open my mind up to think about different stuff. I don't have to be always prepping 30 freaking meals and making 10 pounds of beef. I'm kind of tired of it, to be honest. I'm enjoying this content, giving my information, my experiences. I'm kind of tired of it. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? In the next over the next 20, 30 years, it's going to be I'm not going to be able to maintain that mass anyway. It's like a losing battle. I'll keep on working out hard and maintaining, but I'm doing more yoga, man. I'm doing more yoga. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm not looking to get injured and squat 500 pounds when I'm 50 and blow my disc out. What's the point? What's the point? I'm going to be the guy that's 95 in there doing pull-ups, and you could be the one wearing a belt, hobbling around, sitting on the chest press machine. Your choice. Your choice. And again, when it comes down to militant veganism, anyone, CrossFit, whatever someone's pushing down your throat, if they're preaching it, if they're pushing it, if they're being missionary style about it, if they're trying to convert you, take a step back and be like, yo, chill out. Do your own research. Accept the fact that you need to think about why they're promoting it. Why? Think about the different options. Use common sense. Think about evolution. Try it. If you've always been curious, yeah, they've been, vegans getting more popular. It's also the in thing now to go vegan. It's the in thing to go low fat. Now it's the in thing to eat fat, and then it's the in thing to go vegan. You try different things. I've done vegetarian. I tried it, and I liked it a lot. I felt better. Here's the thing. And some of you were asking me just now, and before, I went vegetarian for 6 months. I went back to eating meat because on a cellular level, for a long time I didn't crave it. I had no craving for meat. I was fine. And then I just kept on having this gnawing. I felt like my DNA was punching me in the taint. A gnawing ache to eat meat. It was like my body was saying, it's been way too long, you have to eat meat. I haven't eaten meat in a couple days. I went to sardines and I just bought some more vegetables. I feel like juicing and blending more. I just feel like it. Doing more of those things and doing more vegetarian or vegan style meals or drinks. I feel like it. So guess what? I am giving my body what it's craving. I'm not just going to be like, oh, I feel like eating 6 pizza pies. Yeah, all right. I mean, that's just, the drug aspect. That's just the hormone release aspect of eating junk food. And I understand what I'm going to feel like, blah, blah. But if I stop feeling like eating a certain food, that's my body saying, I just don't feel like eating that. Well, why keep pounding it? Your body is telling you something. Listen, self-awareness. Self-awareness. Okay? Understand that. Understand what self-awareness is. Start taking self-awareness, being aware of what your body wants, being aware of what other people want from you, because most people, they're trying to sell you something, they want something, they want your money. Why do they want your money? What are they giving you? What value are they giving you? Are they giving you good value, or are they overcharging you? Do you trust them? Have they given you information that you can value, they can take at face value? I'm not pushing products. I might be doing some interviews with some supplement companies, with some gym owners, with some people that do different types of exercise, because I want you to hear what they have to say. I want you to hear them explain their craft, their product, okay? Because it's out there no matter whether you like it or not. I want you to hear people that are trying to do great things. I want you to be exposed to people that are trying to make a difference, that are doing their best to deliver a product. Everyone has their angle. Everyone has their own beliefs. That's why we're all different. That's why this world isn't boring as shit. Can you imagine if we all ate the same stuff? Can you imagine if everyone on fitness, you want to look up fitness and hashtag, it's everyone saying, do this exercise, do this exercise, do this exercise. It'd be boring. It'd be boring. There's not a lot of value. That's absolutely right, dude. There's not a lot of value. There's a lot of scams. They're trying to sell you. There's a lot of BS. I'm not telling you one way or another. Veganism, I think, is great for some people. I don't think the Photoshop or the steroids, I don't care. Take it. I don't care. It doesn't affect my life. It doesn't affect my life. It affects my life when people, I don't know. I don't even know if it does affect my life ever. But I mean, it skews the industry. It takes in the wrong direction when I'm trying to provide a certain level of value and content and open your mind up when people think that that's possible. When people might follow someone else because of, wow, that guy's big, let me see what he has to say. It depends. If he's freely open to admitting steroid use and he's giving you, I followed a lot of pro bodybuilders when I first started working out. I followed their workout plans. I knew they were taking steroids, I wasn't, and I still got a value from it because those workouts were still, it's hard work. It's hard work. If you take steroids, don't think you're selling your ass and bulk. I don't know if that was a cap for Periscope, but my phone just shut off. That might have been, let me see, that might have been an hour. I don't know. I don't know. That was weird. So just continuing. I don't know. What was I saying about the workouts? About I lost my flow. Son of a, I kept on talking. But this is something that you have to understand. You have to understand what they're promoting. If someone admits that they're taking steroids, but you have to know what they're promoting, what their angle is. I don't like the fact that attention might be shifted from someone or people that are trying to do great things, from people that are trying to do good things in the industry, people that think that that's possible, people that think you can see results like those people that are taking steroids, like those people that are photoshopping their stuff by taking BCAAs, by taking, fat burners. Okay? Those things might make a difference. Those things might help. But come on, they might help. But you sit there in a picture and you Photoshop it, or you take juice and you say you're natural. I use this product, I drink this shake, I take these BCAAs and I'm shredded. Fuck you. Straight up. Fuck yourself. Give me a break. Give me a break. And tell me. Show me. Prove to me. Come live with me for a month. Show me that you got results like that from just taking that. It's marketing. Everything is marketing. Hell, I'm marketing truth. I'm marketing my opinion. But I make it clear, it's my opinion. It's my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe veganism is the best and I'm eating bacon and I'm slowly dying inside. Maybe I'm fucking wrong. Why are you listening to me? Why are you paying attention to me? Why am I getting all these hearts? It's because I admit that. I admit the fact that there are things that I don't know. If you ask me a question, on Herbalife, I could say, yeah, those products are terrible. I wouldn't take them. I don't know anything about them because I haven't researched them. So I'm being honest. You give me some facts, I'll look it up, and then I'll give you, again, my formulated opinion on it. Anything that I give you is going to be an opinion. It's always going to be an opinion because I'm saying it. It's from my mouth. It's from my brain. This idea for this Daily Swole, I thought of it an hour before the show, and I'm like, let's talk about these topics. These are good points to hit. That's it. That's it, dudes and ladies. That's it. Straight up facts, straight up opinion, straight up facts, factual opinions. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. But it's going to get you thinking for yourself. It's going to get you trying different things. I'm not saying go try steroids, but veganism? What the hell? Try it. What have you got to lose? You're not going to die. You're not going to die. Research it. Start eating a breath of food. Make sure you're getting enough protein. Make sure you're getting enough carbs, fiber. Look it up. Look it up. If you have issues, if you have ailments, you have problems that you're struggling with, and you're eating a lot of meat, why would you not try it? Why would you not try it? Don't eat bacon because I do. Don't eat beef because I do. Don't eat raw eggs because I do. Don't do it because I do it. I've tried different things. Don't do it because I do it. You could try it because I try it, and I'm still alive. You wouldn't be listening to me if I was all shriveled and like, you should try the raw eggs and the bacon. It's good for you. You wouldn't listen to that. I'm in shape. I'm lean. I might have the end result that some of you want or aspire to. So for that reason, you can try it. I also fucking work my ass off. I've been working out like a monster for like 13 years. Like a monster, eating regularly, training 5, 6, 7 days a week. I didn't believe in yoga. I didn't stretch for years. I warmed up properly. I had good form. I didn't stretch for years. Then I found yoga, because I always thought yoga, okay. And then I started yoga. When I first found yoga, it was P90X. And I did it, and I'm like, holy shit, I am out of shape. And then I fell in love with yoga. And if you follow me, I am the biggest supporter of yoga. I teach yoga. For goodness sake, opinions can change. Everyone thought the world was flat until, whoa. Guess it's not flat anymore. The world is round, and then everyone's all about the round freaking world. It's just, we know what we know until we don't know it anymore, until we know something else. So do your research, understand this is a monstrous episode, but this was just packed full of stuff. I think this was fantastic. You guys have been great. I appreciate the support. I apologize for the cutoff. If anyone's coming here from Facebook Live, I'm going to do my best. I might have to change venues or change locations. It could be signal strength. I might do some test things. Maybe it's because I don't know. I don't know what the heck it is. But at least I'm getting some content, and you can always view this later. I'll splice these two little the little choppiness between this episode that got cut off, 10 minutes ago. I'll splice it together for YouTube. I'll put this right away now on SoundCloud. I'm going to take this audio and, I'm going to take this audio and I'm going to put it onto on SoundCloud, and hopefully that's on YouTube, iTunes soon. So if you just came in late, I really think you should listen to this episode. It has a lot of good information, has a lot of good tidbits. Check out Anchor for Apple. If you're using a laptop for Facebook Live, try a wire connection. No, I'm not using a laptop. I'm using an iPad. That was fine. The thing is, it was fine for a long time, and all of a sudden it just stopped working the last couple days. I don't know. Periscope didn't have a problem. It shut off. Maybe there's an hour cap and it's like assumes no one wants to watch someone for an hour. I don't know why my phone just went black, but I popped it back on. Looks fine. Everyone's interacting. This is great. Know why you're doing what you're doing. Self-awareness. I can talk about this all day. I can keep on going. Just check out Anchor. Anchor is that audio Twitter. Even if just to follow me, check it out because I am going to be posting little clips. Yeah, you hardly get notification from Facebook Live. You have to live subscribe. But on Periscope, it pops right off. Swolenormous is live, and then you come follow me. And you can watch it for 24 hours after. It gives you the option. And plus, I put this stuff online. So if you don't miss it on Facebook Live, either get Periscope. It's not that much of a stretch. If you don't have a Twitter account, you get a Twitter account, and then you freaking download Periscope. And then it's fine. And then you can watch it. You don't even have to watch it at 12. You can watch it later. I just want you to get the information. You don't have to watch me at all. You could be like, cool, come in, say hi, bye. It's like a revolving door. And then catch it on SoundCloud. Or like, I just want to watch it on YouTube. For whatever reason, I just like to use YouTube. Then fine, watch it on YouTube. That's why I put it everywhere. But check me out on Anchor because I do these little 2-minute blocks called Swole Minutes. And it's going to preview the daily Swole. It's going to be little thoughts throughout the day randomly. It's cool, man. And I thank you for thanking me for my time. I appreciate that. Your time is valuable too. Some of you were in this for the long haul, for the hour. That's awesome. This isn't live. This isn't live streaming audio. You guys are watching this, or you have your phone on. I'm honored. That's wonderful. I'm glad I can talk about this and people are getting value. That's what means a lot to me. That's why I'm doing this, because I have things I want to talk about, but I enjoy speaking about it. I enjoy getting the feedback. I enjoy the questions. I enjoy the interaction. And I know I have an idea where this is going. There's other stuff I'm going to deliver to you. I'm going to tell you to expect on my podcast, and there are other things I'm going to go, but hey, we're on this ride together. So again, just in closing, let me know what you want to see here. Give me some questions. Give me some talking points. Tell me what you want to hear more about. Get me on Snapchat. Follow Snapchat. Follow Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Anchor. I'm on podcast. I'm on SoundCloud. I'll be on iTunes soon. I'm on YouTube. Where am I not? I have a webpage. Find me. I'm out there. Talk about foam rolling. Good one, Tommy. Hell yeah. What's tomorrow? Wednesday, hump day. We talk about rolling them humps, them lady lumps. Foam rolling, self-myofascial release. Ooh. Oh, Tommy, that's juice, bro. You see? Feedback. You tell me what you want to hear, and we'll get into it. Who doesn't know about foam rolling or SMR? If you don't know, we're going to kick that tomorrow. Foam rolling, boom. Is our podcast on Google Music? Shit. One more thing I got to do. Google Music. Do a lot of people use Google Music? Son of a beeswax. Well, I'll look into it. I get, some people use Google Music. That's fine. I want these podcasts to be available to as many people that want access to it. I also think it's too many platforms. I don't know. I think iTunes is huge. I think SoundCloud is amazing. I think those two are fine because I use SoundCloud to host my podcast, and then I RSS feed it into iTunes, which should get approved soon. So let's focus on the content, and then if the content is good, people will find it. Thank you so much for joining me on today's number 11 edition of, drumroll, the Daily Swole. See you tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern Time. Peace out. Take care of yourself. Stay real natty. Later. Good luck with those games.